Hi, in this video we're going to start to add in some tooltips, meaning that when we hover over our avatars in our team section, we get this little pop-up down the bottom saying their name. So let's jump into the code. Now we're using the complete minified Bootstrap JavaScript file, but for performance issues, the actual tooltip plugin isn't already initialized, so we have to do this ourselves. But it's very simple. So with our opening and closing script tags, in here we select an item with jQuery or an element. We want to select the team element or an element with an ID of team and the images within that element. And then we just say tooltip. So invoking the tooltip method on this jQuery object, which is actually the images within our team section. So quite simple really. But now what we need to do is we need to add in some data attributes to our images. And as we have quite a few, I'm just going to copy and paste the attributes into each and every one. So I'll type out the first one, and then for the preceding ones I'm just going to copy and paste the data. So we start off with a data hyphen toggle. We set that to tooltip. Then we have a data placement. I'm just going to set this to the bottom. I want them to show up on the bottom, little tooltips. And then we use the title attribute like we would any other. So I'm just going to say Bob Jones. I'm just going to give them all the same name. But when you get a chance to do this, feel free to give them individual names for some extra practice. I'm just going to copy and paste these into all of the image elements. If you had specified that the tooltip plugin be initialized for different elements, you would then add these attributes into the different element if you so choose to use the tooltips with another element. I'm just going to be using them with the images. So right, so now that we've got the attributes, the data toggle set to tooltip, the data placement, in this case I'm using the bottom, and a title, the contents of the title attribute will actually be the text rendered on that little tooltip. So let's save this and refresh the browser, and when I hover over we get this little tooltip down the bottom saying Bob Jones. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit so you can see it, and this nice little tooltip just under my cursor. So it works for every image. Obviously you would just replace the contents of the title attribute to give them a different name.